Welcome to the class. Today we are covering lesson 5 and 6 of the Piano Hub curriculum, covering how to play chords. Think of chords three different ways: how to build a chord, how to be a chord minimalist, and how to be a chord maximalist. So we're just looking at it from these three different angles so you can develop your own style. Lesson 5 has us playing number 1, 4, and 5 in a key. I'll show you what that looks like. The letter E flat, A flat, B flat. The easier way to look at this is just there are three black keys. And you want to get used to the sound of 1, 4, and 5 together in different ways. I'm going to take this from the bottom and go all the way up the keyboard. There's two ways you can do this. I have my left hand hitting 1, right hand hitting 4, 5. Doing hand over hand. The second way is have your left hand play all three of the notes and your right hand play all three notes. The goal is to get used to having control over this. Use the pedal and control how smoothly connected it is. If it's not smoothly connected, you kind of hang on one note before you think about the other one, like, I'm thinking, and we're hanging out on that last note. So if you get more skilled at it, you're already thinking about the next set of notes while you're playing the previous set. So the key to smoothness is to think ahead and be slow enough that you can prepare to make the next movement ahead of time. Now let's look at these notes 1, 4, and 5. There's a little bit of tension when you play this. You can resolve it by lowering the 4 to 3. And now it's calm. Take that 4. The reason it's calm when you lower the 4 to the 3 is because you have to remember, when we're in the key of E flat, these are our stress notes. They resolve to E flat and G. So when you play these three notes, you still have one stress note that's hanging out here. We just resolve it to a common peaceful note. We can apply the same thing to the letter A. We're going to find 1, 4, and 5 in A. A, D, E. Depending on what level you're at, you might not know what your numbers are in a scale, or you might not even know the letters of the keys yet, or you might know like enough that you can be like E, F, G, A. You can kind of figure it out. Actually, doesn't really matter that much. What really matters is that you can hear tension. You can feel the tension when you play this. And then when I lower that one key down, you feel that tension release. That's the important thing you want to know, because if you can hear it, you can kind of recreate that in other places. Lesson 5 has a Chord Crafter worksheet as an assignment. The song Hook by Blues Traveler, and we are learning different chords in the key of A. I'm going to demonstrate how to do it. You can copy along at your level. So if you know the name of the chord and play it, just because I said the name, go ahead and play it. If you don't know the chord names, find the letter that I'm mentioning. So if I have the letter A, we're playing the A chord, you just want to find the letter A, whatever note I mentioned. And if you don't know the chords, but you know more than your letters, come up with different sounds that sound good with whatever that letter is. whatever your level is, play along in a way that just sounds good to the music. First chord is A, which we already did. We're going to first find the 1, 4, 5. The A major chord, we build it by lowering that 4 to the 3. Now on the worksheet, you can color in these 3 notes, A, C sharp, E. The next chord we're going to have is the E major chord. You can find E to the right of 2 black keys. Use your pedal to make this nice long note sound. It will support the chord that we're building on top and sound real nice. We're going to go 1, 4, 5, E, A, B, and we're going to lower that. You got your stress, and there's your calm chord, E, G sharp, B. So I made a little repeated pattern, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. When you have that little pattern there, a pedal with a single note at the bottom, that makes it just makes it sound good. The third chord we're going to learn is the F sharp minor. Here's how you build a minor chord. First we find the 1, 4, and 5 in F sharp. This is a black, white, black key combo. And when you lower that B, it'll turn into 3 black keys. And there you have your F sharp major chord. Lower that black key again, the middle key again, F sharp minor. So that's one way you can find the chords. The other way you can figure out any chord is to print off a chord chart. A chord chart will show you what keys are in it. That is not the important thing. The important thing is how to use these chords so it sounds good and you can develop your own style of doing this. So if you're already into music theory, this could be just a little bit useful for you to be like, oh, it's a different way of thinking about it. But if you're not, you really just want to learn a little bit so you can have your style. The other concept that we have with these chords is you have this A chord, A, C sharp, E. If I were to put this E, A on top, it's the same chord. And if I put this on top, that's the same chord. It's the A chord. They're just inversions of it, and they occupy, it's the same 3 notes, occupying different parts of the keyboard. We get to pick what parts of the keyboard. You can limit yourself to a section here. So I'm going to show you really briefly. The Chord Crafter worksheets will help you to spend time learning these chords so you can put them in the most efficient patterns possible. But for now, I'm just doing a brief run through of how this kind of thing works. So we'll go back to, again, the A chord. We played our 3 ways of playing it. We can do the same thing with the E chord. We have our E chord. Three ways of playing the same chord. F sharp minor. And it's fun to do it fast, that pattern. So that is how you build a chord. Let's take those ways you can build a chord and put it in a zone, 2-3 black key zone. We have our A chord that you would kind of start out here, but my bottom note is not in this special section here. So I have to put it on top. So I have my A chord, I have my E chord, F sharp minor, bonus chord, C sharp minor, So So I have 5 different chords that all stay in a zone. Now, the left hand can play just a single note. So now we're going to get into how to be a chord minimalist. This was the in the center thing. This is what you traditionally learn, your inversions. The chord minimalist is someone that is like, this sounds really good without knowing all that. You can really develop your style with just the bass line and pedal and maybe just 2 notes that always sound good. We're going to shift over to the key of E flat. And remember our 1, 4, and 5 in the key of E flat. 1, 4, and 5 in the key of E flat result. Oh yeah, that's all you need. Now, if you put the 4, 5 on the bottom, 1, 4, 5, and then figure out what 6 is. The worksheet shows you exactly where 6 is. 1, 4, 5, 6, and we're gonna play a melody. I'm going to go 1, 5, 6, 4. If you can find that pattern over and over, it's just 4 notes. The way you get good at it is to play it in a hand position and play it with a single finger. Just get really good at different ways of playing it, and then use it with the pedal. Or octaves. The right hand needs something to do. I'm going to take B flat and E. Rotating my wrist normally. And that's a chord minimalist. You keep the 5 and 1 in that key. If it's a major sounding song, play 5 and 1 in that key. It basically sounds good the entire song. The benefits of doing this, of training your left hand to not play full chords on piano. Typically in a recital, you've learned a score that's been written for piano, and you're playing chords with the left hand and perhaps a melody with the right hand. That is fine for a recital, but it's not the skill you need to play in a band. And playing a single note bass line actually pushes all those harmonies up top. So if you're playing, I don't know, Mary Had a Little Lamb. You can start adding in more filler notes on top instead of on the bottom. It has a more clearer sound, clearer dynamic, and more powerful on the bass line because you're keeping it simple. Now, if you really were in a band, you'd have to eliminate the bass line because you would have a bass player. So you would have to train your left hand to adapt to something else, which is why we use numbers instead of spelling out everything you're supposed to play. If you understand just the direction of what numbers we're playing, you can adapt your playing to what needs to happen in the musical situation. So there's your minimalism. Now we'll get into maximalism. when we are getting the most out of it, it doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to nail it down to theory, even though there's a lot of people that love to nerd out on theory and know all the names of these complex chords. That's great for an advanced vocabulary, but you don't need the advanced vocabulary to be a chord maximalist. All right, I'm going to show you. My right hand is going to play, we're going to call this 3-5, 3-6, 4-6, A C, A D, B flat D. My left hand has a job of making a rainbow or an arch. Now those are 3 chords we got that have the F in common. F chord, D minor chord, B flat chord. You can do the same here, shifting down to the letter D. We're going to have F A be 1-3, 1-4. So if you're used to the keys and the numbers in the key of F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you could be like 1-3, 1-4, 2-4, and we're hitting letter D. Now, as you do this, if you do this enough, you'll see it's fun, a way of thinking about it, but it's a little cumbersome. Eventually, you're just going to do this. So you end up trading off giving one hand all of the work. And that is how you access different chords with these arpeggios. An arpeggio is like when you go do, 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 break up a chord. Those are simple sounds that you can label those chords easy. But there's some fancier chords that we can get by adding another note in between. I'm going to shift this into the key of C. I have 4-5, so C is 1, 4-5 is F G. And then we're going to have an add-on note for that 4-5. Then I'll raise the add-on note. So you keep the 4-5, but the add-on note is going to change the quality. So now we're adding in extra harmonies, and it really doesn't matter what it's named. What matters is how it feels and how that sound, is that the sound you want to fit into your arrangement. Again, if you're making a piece just for piano, you can put those chords on the bottom half. And that'll sound really nice and have something precious up top. I have to think. So there you go. So keep it simple on top, have this rolling chord on the bottom. If you want to have something more classically inspired and it's designed for piano, you can put that chord on the bottom. But always we want to understand what we're doing so that we could adapt if we wanted to. So you could adapt it to whatever roles are changing. Someone sits down next to you, they want to play something too. You have to adapt so they can play along. You're not just copying the same notes. So the key to doing that is knowing your numbers. 1, 4, and 5. If you can play 1, 4, and 5 in any key, you can play the number 1 chord in any key. And you can also play a bass line, a minimal bass line with, you know, the 1. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.